Hey everyone, how's it going? Today I'm going to be answering the question, how long does it take to learn Braille? So if you guys like this video, like blah 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 blah, you guys know the drill. Every YouTuber says it drives me crazy. Anyway, how long does it take to learn Braille? A long time. A long time. I'd say at the average amount of time it takes a blind person, I don't really know about sighted people, but at least for blind people it takes them maybe at least 2 years. When I went blind when I was 8, I took about a year and a half, I would say. And not I knew Braille inside and out and I knew every single symbol there was to know, but I knew enough to get me through like high school. So how do you explain this? The way that Braille works, alright, for those who don't know anything about Braille, is that there are 6 dots kind of arranged in a upwards or rectangle. So if you look at my hand, it'd be like dot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So kind of like an upward rectangle like that. Hopefully I'm putting my hand in the camera, but that stuff's kind of hard to do for a blind person. Anyway, and through this, blind people use their fingers to read the bumps on the paper, and you have Braille. But a lot of people, especially my sighted friends, think, oh, I think it'd be really useful to learn Braille. I'm gonna go learn Braille. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer or anything, but it's a lot more complicated than print. All right, so like, it's not like this set of dots represents A and this set of dots represents Z. It's more like this set of dots represents A and this set of dots represents Z, but if Z is by itself, it means this word, and if B is by itself, it means this word, but if B is lower than a regular B, it's a number, and it's really complex. I'd say the basic 3 categories of Braille is grade 1 Braille, grade 2 Braille, and Nemeth. So grade 1 is pretty simple. It's just all the letters, all the numbers, and basic contractions. And what contractions are basically sets of numbers, or not numbers, sets of letters or combinations of letters that can represent a word. So for example, if you had a B by itself, it would mean but, like B-U-T. Or if you had a C by itself, it would mean can. D, do, E, every, so on and so forth. And then grade 1 also includes numbers, which is just like a number sign, which is another symbol in Braille. And then basically the same dots representing A through J become numbers, 1 through, I'd say 1 through 10, but like 1 through 9 and then 0 being J, as long as they have a number sign in front of them. I know I'm moving kind of fast, but like I'm just trying to give a basic overview of each, what's the word I'm looking for? Not each classification, but each level of Braille, alright? So then you have grade 2, which is there are a lot more contractions, like a lot more contractions, and I'm not gonna even bother listing them all, but you have grade 2, which basically just adds in more contractions, and that's really about it. And then you have Nemeth, and Nemeth is an entirely new code for math. All right, so if you're like, let's say I gave you a calculus book, and you didn't know. I guess, yeah, if I gave you a calculus book and you didn't know Nemeth, the Braille would look like absolute gibberish. Same with grade 1 to grade 2. If I gave you a book that's in grade 2 Braille, if you only knew grade 1, it would look like absolute gibberish. So they kind of flow into each other. So like, if you know grade 2, you'll know grade 1. If you know Nemeth, you know grade 1 and grade 2. But yeah, Nemeth is completely different than grade 1 and grade 2 because there are so many different symbols that you need to represent, let's see, like an arrow or a line segment or a circle or a triangle. Like it goes on and on and on. It's really difficult. Like I haven't even learned all of Nemeth myself. I just basically learn it as I go at this point. Like I know some pretty complex Nemeth code, maybe like college algebra level. But let's say I need to take a calculus class, then I'm just going to learn what I need to learn for that. But once you get up to kind of like college algebra, you don't really need to learn too much more. But yeah, it can get pretty difficult. And then, you know, I'll touch on this for a second, but some people will probably be asking, you know, how do you write Braille? I feel like that's deserving of a whole new video, but I do actually have a Braillewriter with me. It's what, let's see, over here. So what I use to Braille my Magic cards, because I play Magic the Gathering, and this is a Brailler. It looks like an old-fashioned typewriter because it kind of is, except it types Braille. And these have been around for a long time. Yeah, I'm counting it as dinging. But these have been around for a long time, and you know, it almost looks like ancient, but they're really, really useful to the point where they've never quite been retired, because it's really the only way that we can write Braille. I mean, I'm starting to talk about my other video, but there are other machines to write Braille, but none as convenient or as sturdy and durable as a Braillewriter. But yeah, let me know if you guys have any more questions. I think I sort of touched on everything, but if I didn't, you know, I can always make a second video or stuff like that. So thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for our next videos.